Well, can the Danes repeat what they did yesterday, causing an absolute sensation, beating the world #1 ranked pair Chen Wen-xin and Qian
Ladies
Yu-chin.
and gentlemen, on my right, Wang xiaoli, Yu Yang, China. On my left, Lina damkjaer Kruse, Marie Roepke, Denmark.
So the youngsters from Denmark, no, I say youngsters, 23 years of age. Wang xiaoli on the opposite side of the net, she's only 21. Yu Yang, the oldest player on court at the age of 24. And Yu Yang, world and Olympic champion and holder of this All England title, but with her former partner Du Jing. There she is, Yu Yang. Now, Ian, the start to this Chinese partnership has been absolutely extraordinary. They've played 8 tournaments. They've been in 7 finals, winning 5 of them. The only tournament they didn't win was the China Open, where Wang xiaoli had to retire injured in the middle of their first match.
Yes, I mean, we've watched them several times this year already, and they look a very, very strong combination. The impressive thing is Wang xiaoli, she's a good all-court player, whereas Yu Yang, with her old partner in her Olympic Championship partnership with Du Jing, it was very much a front court and rear court combination. With this combination, there's a lot more variety, a lot more rotation, and they're a very, very difficult pair to break down.
Yes, I personally believe that Wang xiaoli and Yu Yang as a partnership could take the game to a new level. Very dynamic, exciting pair, always looking to attack. And when you consider that these two Chinese players actually played against each other in the final of the World Championships last year in Paris, and both of those partnerships were promptly dissolved since then. The gold medalist and silver medalist have teamed up together in this new partnership, and they have been awesome. It's tough on their former partners.
It is, but Chinese as ruthless as ever in the selection. They've played around with their ladies doubles pair a little bit over the last sort of 18 months, but now as we get close to the start of the Olympic qualification period, they've settled on their pairs, and so far this is by far their #1 pair.
Well, it's called good.
The shuttle was out.
Oh, an overall from Jane Hancock. Oh, and what a good overall. That was clearly long.
Yeah, good umpiring. I like the fact she just took her time, took a breath, had a think about it, and then made the overall. Good umpiring. That's a good shot. That's a shot we saw. That was a feature of last night's game. That little hold, straight backhand down the line. Yu Yang moving in, just flicking the shuttle down the line. Good shot.
So it's over. 6-4.
Your point about the ages of the various players is a very good one, Jill, but I'd have to say in badminton years and in badminton experience, I would still call the Danish pair the young pair. Not had an awful lot of exposure at Super Series level yet, but they certainly look a very promising combination.
Well, once again, a little bit of doubt over the call.
Thank you.
This time, no overall from Jane Hancock.
Not now.
Well, I'm struggling to hear what Jane Hancock was saying there, but I think the Danes, were they asking for the line judge to be changed?
Yeah, they were saying 2 mistakes already. Is there a possibility to get it changed? And Jane just saying, no, we'll see how it goes.
That's a very good smash from Yu Yang.
It's a very good rally, and that just demonstrating the point we were talking about earlier, Jill, how well this pair rotate. Yu Yang in the rear court, started in the forecourt. It's a good return. That little hold. And the aggressive return to the rear court. Nice deception.
Just mistiming the interception, but I suspect she's right to go for it. There's no real point them trying to play safety the whole time. They have to take the half chances, the Danes, if they want to try and break down this superb defence of the Chinese pair.
I mean, I think the Danish coaching and the preparation for this match will have been to play free. There's no pressure. Use the experience and really go for it. And so far they've been very, very positive in their shot selection. Good work again.
Service over. 6.
Snooter, 1 block, 1 flick to the rear court, and eventually getting the mistake.
Service over. 11-6. Interval.
So a 5-point advantage at the mid-game interval. I do think that although they have the capability to play in any position in court, the 2 Chinese players, I do think Yu Yang probably has more confidence at the front because she's such a fine mixed player as well. Of course, a bronze medal at the Olympic Games in mixed doubles with her Han Bin, and she does like to try and encroach on the net and really threaten with her presence there.
Yeah, that's true. Wang xiaoli, pure ladies doubles specialist, doesn't play the mixed line, but she's improved an awful lot around the front court, and that's given them so many more options tactically to use more rotation and not get fixed in one formation.
Yoyan. 11-6. Play.
It's a powerful smash from Wang xiaoli.
12-6.
Yeah, I think the coaches will have just said, look, the Danish pair are trying to use deep returns, they're trying to flick the shuttle quickly into the rear court, looking for the service partner to be more ready, and Wang xiaoli was certainly ready for that one.
Well, slight hesitation. I wonder if she thought the shuttle was going to go long of that back line. Didn't seem to be fully committed on that smash. Yeah, a little look back towards the line afterwards. Been wide. But good anticipation earlier on in that rally from kruse.
13-8.
Yes, she reads the game very well, particularly from the front court. She's certainly more of the playmaker of this combination.
Last Danish pair in the semi-final of the All England was 8 years ago.
Example, Chinese pair just as effective with Yu Yang in the rear court and Wang Xiaoli in the front court. Very quick, very quick onto that interception. Good serve from Wang Xiaoli. Yu Yang reading the return and very quick onto it.
Service over, 9-16. China? Yu Yang.
Yes, the Chinese players in the wrong formation. Receiver Yu Yang. Oh, moved surely before the serve was struck, but not called. And good aggression from Wang Xiaoli.
Service over.
I'm very happy to follow in behind the aggressive play from the mid-court.
Right report, please.
She moved. Goodness me. Now, of course, it's the umpire's job to call a fault for a receiver. We have a service judge whose specific job is to watch the serve and make sure the serve obeys all the rules, complicated rules about serving. There's our service judge today, Mark Wright. What impresses me so much is not only the fact that they look to play an aggressive game, the Chinese pair, but how they work so well for each other, setting the shuttle up, trying to get the net player involved. Good placement on smash once again from Wang Xiaoli. And that brings up 11 game points for the Chinese number 3 seeds. Missed it.
Service over. 10-20.
Switching the attack and having the desired effect.
First game won by Wang Xiaoli and Yu Yang, 21-10.
21-10 confirms the umpire. 13 minutes of play and the Chinese pair looking very impressive indeed.
防守我们只要反击它比较平的时候，他们到这里他们不过去，他们都是弹，我们一反击的时候准备快一点，所以这时候他
后场完了再往前逼，
对，
你慢点往前逼，
对，然后你们高球这节奏很好，没问题。 发球，小杨这发球他没办法，他是第一拍就挑，我们只要进攻耐心点就行。开局自己抓紧，开局他可能会有一些变化，推一推啊，抢一抢这样啊。
Yeah, and the stats here highlight the problem that the Danes have got. They're finding themselves in defence too often, and we see on overhead winners they haven't created enough opportunities for themselves in attack. The attack being dominated by the Chinese pair, and that's creating the opportunities for the net winners also. Second game, the Danes have really got to try and turn that around and try and get some attacking opportunities.
Hun ligger bare bag ved netspilleren. Og så den sidste ting, det er det der med, når vi selv slår, så skal bagspilleren være meget mere aktiv til at følge op bagefter, fordi der kan de bare få lov at drive den væk forbi netspilleren.
Den kommer ned i os.
Ja, men det gør den også. Men den skal vi bare, hvis ikke vi kan gøre noget,
Well,
så dumper vi den.
Denmark
Og så er vi klar på at arbejde
had
igen.
finalists in the women's doubles was 1996 with Helena Kirkegaard and Roepke will start in that final to Gurfei and Gu Jun of China. Well, they're going to have to find some form that they couldn't find in the opening game if they want to replicate that sort of achievement.
Second game.
Because Yu Yang and Wang
Level.
Xiaoli,
Play.
since they formed their partnership last autumn, have been quite simply awesome.
Yeah, unlucky, but that's better. They've got to try and get onto the attack. They've found themselves in defence too often in that first game. It's been the Chinese pair have been getting all the attacking opportunities, and the Danes have really got to take one or two risks to try and turn this game around. That's better.
Service over. 1-all.
Reading the play well, stepping out onto the interception. Push return, stepping off the net. Good play.
Simply not deep enough from Maria Roepke. Yes, and then didn't move her base position far enough forward in court.
Around the back shot to no avail. It was just a question of survival. And again the Danes finding themselves in defence, and they're not going to win this match on defence.
So what should they be doing differently to get on the attack within the rallies? I mean, presumably you need to do that right from the start of the rally.
Yes, exactly. It's the serve and return situations. They've really got to try and block the shuttle off, try and get the shuttle below net height, get some pressure on the front court, get your racket up after it, force the Chinese to play some more defensive lifts.
Service over. 4-3.
Yeah, there's the half chance taken, and taken quite brilliantly.
That's good. She does, as we were saying in the first game, she does read the game very well in the front court. Stepping in, taking the risk. That's good play. Problem when they are forced to defence. The firepower of the Chinese just too much for them.
5-4.
Certainly in the European circuit tournaments they've been playing so far in their career, they won't have come across this sort of power and explosive ability.
And good placement as well, that aimed towards the right hip, making it very awkward when you're defending with the backhand stance. String's gone in the racket. again with a broken racket, plays the most wonderful cross-court block. That is sensational. Where did that come from? Marvellous. Well, we were talking to the stringers earlier today, weren't we, Ian? Prior to today getting underway, 467 rackets they'd restrung already.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a good serve, serving right into the tee and getting the racket up quickly after it, forcing the Chinese to play to the rear better.
Yeah, and that's clever as well, Ian, isn't it? Because that wasn't full power, just taking pace off, and therefore the timing defensive shot thrown out of rhythm.
Yeah, absolutely. Different game when the Danes have got the attack, particularly when they get roepke into the rear court. Kruse reading the game very well in the front court. That's their strength. They've got to create more opportunities.
Oh, it's brilliant.
Service over.
So creative.
7. Wipe the court, please.
She had so many options because she's trying to take the shuttle so early.
Thank you.
Demonstrating again, Wang xiaoli, although she's a double specialist, very comfortable in that front court position. That's a lovely touch. Didn't try and hit it hard, saw the space, just guided the shuttle across the court. Good racket skill.
Now, I do remember her winning the mixed doubles title with Tao Xiaoming in the China Masters 2 years ago, but she doesn't play mixed anymore, just concentrating on the one event. And part of that, I understand, is because of her knee injury problems. Both her knees seem to be suffering, as is the case with so many badminton players. Took an angle flatter that time.
7-8.
Yes, nice thinking here from Wang xiaoli. Knows her opponent's on the retreat, so plays flatter with the smash.
Good flick serve.
8-all.
Unbelievable. Oh! Well, had to work so hard to eventually break down the defence of the Chinese pair.
Service over.
But it's worth the effort in the end.
Yes, and that's what they've got to do, Jill. They've got to take those opportunities in attack. Yeah, better short serve, and rather than just lifting the block return, playing a second block. It's the Chinese pair had to lift to the rear court and make the mistake.
Service over.
If you remember, just a couple of rallies ago, she was in the same position at the net, Wang xiaoli. That time she played the cross-court net shot, that time playing it fast deep into the back corner. And I think I said at the time, she has so many options, and that just proved my point. Great anticipation once again from Line Kruse. And the Danes had the advantage at the mid-game interval.
Yes, that's very creative from Line. The cross-court defence, following straight in behind it, push to the rear court and interception on the mid-court. Really good doubles.
Det er fint, vi træder frem i boldene, vi tør at gå ind og de der udfordringer klar med catcheren. Vi skal blive ved med at hente den lille forden på baglinjen og træde det skridt frem med her og søge det der med bare at dumpe den. Og så er det vigtigt, at I har disciplin på halvdistancen. Når vi kommer ind på halvdistancen, også hvis vi ligger under, de må ikke få de der flade, hvor vi tænker, at den kan lige komme derud i det der.
Men det tænker jeg.
Hold det nu.
Klaus Poulsen, Danish coach, urging his players to stand their ground in court when they're defending, to move forward on every opportunity they can, block to the net to change the defensive play into attack. Keep patient, he says, and keep positive.
11-9. Play. Fault receiver.
Ooh. Well, that time, Jane Hancock was alert to the movement before the serve was struck. 1 minute in game. Yep, off she goes. Very experienced umpire, very good umpires. Jane Hancock.
Service over.
And that's the danger for the Danes when they do go to the rear court. It's very, very difficult to defend against this pair. It's a great smash.
Eleven, 12.
Better return, blocked return there, not going to the rear court, forcing the Chinese to lift, and they make the mistake. That's what the Danes have got to do more of.
Good defence. That's exactly what coach Klaus Poulsen was saying to his players. Block the defence, turn it, get yourselves then forward to the net.
Yeah, we see there it was the block from Roepke, but it was Kruse who stepped in to cover that space and force the Chinese to lift.
Yeah, what a difference when they are standing their ground in defence and stepping into the shuttle, whether it's a block or a drive as it was on that occasion, and immediately once again the movement forward in court. There it is again. That's going to go long way of the back line. And this is incredible.
16-11.
Chinese having one or two problems from this quicker end. Been guilty of forcing the shuttle out of the rear court several times. But as you say, it's the Danes stepping up in defence, playing with the front foot rather than the passive defence we saw in the first game.
Just missed it, but right idea, wrong execution.
16. Service fault called.
Service fault called, struck above the waist,
12.
says the service judge, Mike Wright.
Just lifting the hand slightly before she struck the shuttle. Took it above waist height. That's great awareness, really great awareness. Several times in the last few points, Lena's stepped off and looked for that straight interception. Wang Xiaoli coming in. Normally you'd be expecting the straight there. Sees the danger, crosses the shuttle. Good skill, good vision.
Oh, that's brilliant. What disguise on the drop shots. What precision.
17.
Yeah, set up by the power smashes, forcing Roepke deep into the defensive position and using the space short. Good play. Yes, the key is very much the first defensive shot, isn't it, Jill?
Yeah.
Danes have got to be positive on that first defensive shot. Once the first defence is passive and goes up, then they're always in trouble.
Pushed it wide.
60-17.
Long of the back line, and they can't draw a level. Well, this has been in progress 31 minutes, which makes this the longest match that the Chinese pair have had so far in the tournament. And this is far from over.
When the Danes get the shuttle below net height and the Chinese do lift, they're having real problems from this quicker end, controlling the length of the shuttle.
2 points away from taking the second game. Danish combination. Oh, that's magnificent. That's demonstrating what I was saying earlier about how they work for each other. They hit their attacking shots to such a place that will get the net player involved. It narrows the angle of reply to hit that channel attack. Oh, wow. The error from Wang Xiaoli. And now the Danes 3 opportunities to take this second game. Oh, my goodness. That couldn't have been long by much.
And again, she stepped onto that nicely. Just overhitting slightly.
Taken the second game. The Danes, Lena Kruse and Maria Roepke. What a story it is.
Second game won by Lena damkjaer, Maria Roepke, 21-18.
Well, yesterday they beat the world number ones. They're playing the world number threes in the semi-final. today, and this Danish pair have come from nowhere, but here they are in the semi-final of the All England. It is one game all.
Det er vigtigt. Det er så sindssygt vigtigt, at den disciplin her i defensiven, den bliver ved med at blive holdt, at vi træder fremad. Vi må ikke komme til at stå stille i defen. Jeg vil hellere dø med skoene på her det sidste sæt, end at vi kommer til at stå stille. Er I med? Vi skal frem og gøre dem usikre. Vi skal frem og spille de der lækre krydsballer. Eller hold.
Well, the interesting point here, Jill, in the first game there were no overhead winners from the Danes. We can see they've evened that statistic out there. Very much an even game in the second game, and that's because they've stepped up, tried to take more of the attack, used a little bit more variety in their game, and they've forced the Chinese into more errors.
Well, Maria Roepke's mother, Nina Kopen, knew what it was like to be in an All England final. 5 of them, to be precise, 4 singles finals here at the All England Championship, winning 2 of them, plus the mixed doubles. My goodness, if Maria Roepke could get through to this women's doubles final, will it be the most sensational story in the world of badminton, probably since the world title went to the American pair, World Championships in Anaheim back in 2005. I mean, this is just extraordinary, Ian. Who would have predicted this?
No, the Danes have really taken their opportunities well during this week. As you say, they started the week in qualifying, they've come through and they've gained confidence in each match they've played. And they've given themselves a real opportunity here. What surprised me in the second game was how the Chinese pair failed to playing at the quicker end. They made a lot of unforced errors, Jill, as you pointed out in the interval.
Yes, 3 times as many errors than the Danes. And you don't expect that from a pair that's played 8 tournaments and been in 7 finals.
2-1.
She's got to be careful here, putting pace onto the court. Lena there taking herself out of the game. Yeah, interesting there, Jill. No lift from either team. Short serve, block return, second block. More of a fight for the attack now, I think.
Well, it's not the sort of start to the deciding game that the Danes would have wanted.
Yes, I mean, they've seen that the Chinese prefer playing from this end. They've really got to work very, very hard to give themselves a chance when they change ends and the Chinese are at the end that they really struggled from.
Oh, well, the line judge has called it in. The Chinese players are absolutely incensed by the call. Well, both the Chinese players are pointing towards the giant screen. Oh, yeah, that was long of that back line. I can understand why happy with the call. Well, they were pointing to the giant screen at the end of the arena. But the giant screen does not show contentious line calls. We have the privilege of seeing that. Well, in sport, so often it's about how you react to these difficult situations. And I have to say, I've seen Yu Yang getting upset before. The one thing it does is motivate her even more. She's even more determined.
Yes, that was great forecourt play. Read the situation well. As you say, she's responding like the Olympic champion that she is.
Driven it long of the back line.
7-3.
It's a little look there from Wang Xiaoli, a little hard stare at the line judge. There's a lot more driving of the shuttle, and I suspect, Ian, it's because neither pair really wants to lift it, give the shuttle any air.
Yes, attack's been decisive in this match so far. Both sides being able to get through with their attacking play, so the fight is now on to create those opportunities.
Reverting to the channel attack. Chinese pair down the centre of the court in between the two Danish players.
Yeah, I really think the Danes have got to persevere with that short service game. Try and win that battle for the front court.
That's lovely, lovely play once again.
9-4.
She just turned the racket head at the last moment there. That was beautiful.
Yeah, again, Dane's a little bit guilty of the same error the Chinese made from this end, just forcing the shuttle out of the rear court rather than using the block returns. Yeah, good work here from the Danish girls. Held the attack for a while, and when they went to defence, they used good width to keep the Chinese players moving, not giving them time to get into position to use the big smash. Yeah, and still showing when they have got the attacking opportunities, when they do create them, they can get through. So it's a well-placed smash, good angle. That's the key to this game for the young Danish pair. If they can create those opportunities, they'll give themselves a real chance. Super shot, super shot.
Purely instinctive reaction. But instinctively knew where the gap was. It is, as you say, that's absolutely brilliant. Again. This time a slightly faster drive, but still finding the gap in court.
Yeah, Wang Xiaoli guilty here of hitting onto the defence. Roepke taking full advantage. Big points these duel, are giving themselves a chance, scoring a lot of points from the more difficult end.
No, play.
Yes, 4 straight points. Yu Yang wants the court knocked, the umpire says no. Play on. And you're obviously feeling that the request for the court attendant to go on was a tactical ploy rather than a necessity. Good powerful smash that time from Wang Xiaoli.
11-8, interval.
3-point advantage to the number 3 seeds as the players change ends in this third and deciding game. But I think you're right, Ian. I think you made a very good point there. The fact that they got those little run-up points, those 4 points, they are still in it. They've got the better end now, and they really do have a chance. Now that's interesting. Tian Bingyi, one of the more experienced coaches, is now on court to offer advice. Tian Bingyi, of course, 3-time winner of the men's doubles at the All England. Playing, of course, with head coach Lee Yong-bo. Is that significant that he's come on?
Yes. He was sitting in the stand, nice and relaxed, and suddenly he realised his girls were in a big game, and yeah, he was down there. I'm sure Klaus was making that very point, Jill. You know, they've given themselves a real chance, and he will be saying now, you've got the good end, but these first 2 or 3 points are really crucial. They've got to be very, very strong here. And not let the Chinese pair get a good start.
Thank you. (11-8). Play.
Well, she may have made the error, but that's what was working so well for the Danes in the second game, was the block defence and trying to move forward afterwards.
Yes, it was just a little passive at the start of the point. They just let the Chinese get into a good position. I think they've got to be a little bit more aggressive with the first defensive shot before the Chinese get into position.
13-8.
This is a good rally. Oh, it's just wide by a whisker.
14-8.
Yes, unlucky, but a better point. We saw Lena there, always trying to get in, always try and be creative, and that's what she's got to do. That's her role.
A real look for Yu Yang towards the line judge.
Yes, I'm not surprised he changed his mind. Good call in the end, but I think he was scared into that call by Yu Yang.
Well, it doesn't get much better than that, does it?
16-8.
Superb from Wang Xiaoli. Six straight points. And the run comes to an end.
Yeah, good smash.
16.
Not going for the power smash, but going for the forehand defence. Wang Xiaoli setting up on the backhand side. not able to change the grip and get the position right. Forehand defensive shot.
Essentially, the Danes get a little run of points here if they want to be in tomorrow's final. Well, in my opinion, Wang Xiaoli is the outstanding women's doubles player in world badminton.
Well, that was good, but the Danes really needed to block that. Putting pace on there was very, very dangerous to Wang Xiaoli.
89.
He's drifting away quickly now.
Clever serve out wide,
19.
forcing the error from roepke. A channel attack, the power play from Wang Xiaoli.
9.
And now 11 opportunities to find themselves in the final. Only needed the one, so the dream is over as far as the Danes are concerned. But a very impressive third and deciding game from the number 3 seeds, Wang Xiaoli and Yu Yang. Safely through to the final. Yeah, she knew immediately the return of serve was going to go out. Chinese coaches believed, I think, as much as anything, because this the only Chinese pair in the semi-finals of the All England, and that's some considerable years since they didn't have at least 2. Well, there's confirmation of the score: 21-10, 18-21, 21-9 in the deciding game.
Yes, the stats here reflecting the change in the game. The game was more about serve and return situations, who could create the attacking opportunities. And it was as you can see, there are more mistakes on the serve and return situations from the Danes, and Chinese able to create more attacking opportunities with the good net play, and then obviously hitting more overhead winners.
But only 6 unforced errors in the whole of that deciding game. Just an indication of the quality of that women's doubles encounter. Well, Wang Xiaoli and Yu Yang safely through to tomorrow's final, and we know that they'll play against a Japanese pair. But will it be Matsuo and Nato, or Fuji and Kakiwa? Well, that will be on the adjoining court. In fact, it's happening at this very moment, so we'll be able to update you hopefully shortly as to who they will meet in tomorrow's final. Well, two of our semi-finals completed, both of them having gone to a third and deciding game. Next match on court is men's doubles, and that should be an exciting encounter as well. Then mixed doubles, and then our last match, men's singles. So to the men's doubles, and last year's beaten finalists Mathias Bo and Carsten Mogensen of Denmark. The